Well, good morning, everybody. I just wanted to do a an update, and I'm doing this update from home, and I don't understand why our weather service has not had a warning out on this cell here tonight. You know, we've been tracking these storms; they've moved through Wichita and then through Clay County, Jefferson County, Stevens County. This thing has had a rotation on it almost nonstop. And I've seen video of what looked like a pretty large tornado that this storm produced down there into Clay County, especially kind of northeast of Petrolia and up towards Byers. And again, no tornado warning was ever issued by the Weather Service, and I have no idea why. The only they really didn't even make comments on the chat about this storm tonight. They mostly were just talking about storms up in Oklahoma. I do apologize. And there is a tornado warning that finally came out. It should have been issued a long time ago, though. I don't know why. This is something that just got issued. This is something they should have issued a long time ago. I'm not happy about this, but anyway, the rotation has been there. A little broad at times, but the rotation has been there, and for whatever reason, they just ignored it, and I don't know why. But anyway, we finally do have a warning out for it now, and this does have significant rotation on it. This is likely producing a tornado near the Cache area, Comanche area at this time. Pretty significant couplet there. If you take a look here, you can see the rotation, and we went down into yeah, it's been rotating a lot, and I do apologize. We should have been on the air with this earlier. We should have had Cameron out. We knew that this storm had the potential to do this, and we just we were waiting on the weather service to kind of give us confirmation on what we were seeing at that time, and they never did. So I apologize. This is something that we should have been on with earlier, but for whatever reason, no, we weren't. But the rotation with this thunderstorm, if we take a look at it there, it's pretty easy to find. It's near the Comanche area. That's exactly where it's at. It's Comanche is where it's at, and this particular storm is pretty dangerous. So if you live in the Stevens County area, and I'm talking about the area southeast of Duncan, you need to be in your safe spot now. This is a storm has had a history of producing a tornado. It looks like it possibly could still be producing a tornado. So if you are in Stevens County, especially southeast of Duncan near Comanche, you need to be in your safe spot now. These are some pretty dangerous thunderstorms here tonight. There's a warm frontal boundary in that area. If you walk outside, you can really feel it. You can feel how humid and warm it's gotten outside. Very, very sultry. And this is, likely still producing a tornado there near Comanche. Let's go to a different source there. Strong rotation, and let's see if there's any debris showing up. And it looks to me like there's debris showing up there too. So, if this is accurate, there's a pretty significant CC drop. This is called the correlation coefficient. And there appears to be perhaps maybe some debris showing up on the radar here southeast of Comanche. So this would suggest that there potentially is a significant tornado on the ground there in Stevens County. Let me go get my phone. I'll be right back. I need to see if make sure Jaden and make sure that Cameron are on with this. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, folks. I am back. Yeah, there's a pretty significant drop in what we call the correlation coefficient, which indicates it indicates what to me would appear to be some debris showing up right there underneath the rotation, and you can really see where it's at there. So this is going to be near Comanche or just east of Comanche. Tornado looks like it's on the ground, and it looks like potentially could be doing some damage there. So, if you're in this area, you need to make sure that you're in your storm shelter. Looks like could be a fairly significant tornado at that. This does have the history of producing a tornado, and it looks like it's still doing so at this hour. So this storm is moving northeast. I think that the tornado itself will stay just southeast of the Duncan area. So if you live in Duncan, I think the tornado is going to pass between you and Velma. Now, this isn't the only storm in town. There's other ones too. We are about to see some storms move into Wichita Falls here shortly. This is our line of thunderstorms, and it is bowing out. You can see that was your supercell. And this line of thunderstorms bowing out, moving into Wichita Falls. Now, these are not producing tornadoes. I do not see rotation in these storms here. But this line is going to bow on through, and there could be some pretty strong wind gusts as it moves through. In addition to that, there's going to be some heavy rainfall. But that shouldn't last too long. Maybe some loud claps of thunder. It's going to blast on through. But there's other thunderstorms that are redeveloping down to the south here, and they're going to move north and kind of northeastward overnight into early on Sunday morning. And, we're not done with this yet. There's going to be the threat for another round or several rounds of severe weather on Sunday. We just have a real moist environment that's developed across the area. And we have very strong jet stream energy. And tomorrow, if anything, it's going to be stronger. And if things come together, there could be some significant severe weather tomorrow, too. Of course, just depends on how things evolve. We'll keep an eye on that. Right now, though, we're watching this tornado warning, or I am anyway, here from home, watching this tornado warning here for Stevens County at this time. I saw see what looks like some debris right there underneath the little yellow triangle. So that's where our tornado possibly is. We can look at the velocities, and it doesn't look quite as strong as it did, but there still is, some rotation there in that the storm. Probably still see a tornado on the ground, I would imagine. So if you are in those areas, you need to be making sure that you're in your safe spots as they're lifting to the north. Again, it's going to pass between Duncan and Velma there in Stevens County. Now, a little bit further to the west, there's some strong winds moving through Cotton County at this time, near Walter, some strong wind gusts, and that's going to move over in Stevens County. Eventually, it's going to catch that supercell, but that could still continue to produce a tornado or at least the threat of that for at least the next probably hour as it makes its way through Stevens County. And again, this has a history of producing a tornado. According to video I'm looking at right now from Twitter, or I guess it would be X. So still looking at that. Then there's several kinks along the line, down even into North Texas. So with anytime you see a kink, there is that opportunity that there could be a brief spin up. But that's typically not what you worry about too much there. You don't really worry as much about a brief spin up. As much in the way of significant tornadoes within a line. Sometimes you can, though, get a little brief spin up, and we're kind of looking at that now and seeing if anything like that happens. I don't see that at this present time, but this is a pretty good line of thunderstorms. It's on the west side of Wichita Falls now, or coming into the west side of Wichita Falls. I'm at my house right now in Lakeside City, and there are some probably going to get blasted with some pretty good rain here in just a minute, I would imagine. But that blows on through, and then this stuff developed into the southwest could be with us even into the early morning hours. But again, tornado warning right now, Stevens County. We're looking at this red triangle, which, pretty significant tornado signature here southeast of Duncan. Looked like we had some damage that came in on the southeast side of Comanche. Let's look and see what the velocities. You can still see some fairly decent rotation in there with the storm, pretty tight, especially just kind of west a little bit there. Holiday just got it. Very strong winds in Holiday. Thank you for that report there. If we, yeah, sometimes we can do this. I'm gonna try something real fast here. Let's see. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something else. Yeah, I'm here in Lakeside City, and so far we don't have anything going on here much. So you can see how these thunderstorms are. It's kind of a cool 3D look of it there. You can see where it may have a little hail in it there, kind of southeast of the Duncan area. So that is something I will definitely keep an eye on and see if we can see the debris. Sometimes you can take a look and you can see the debris that gets chunked up higher in the sky. But it looks like the CC drop may have, it's still there. It's right there. So let's take a look and see. Now I hear it thundering. So it looks like the debris from this is perhaps being lifted up about 10,000 feet in the atmosphere. So that's probably not a real strong tornado, but strong enough, that's for sure. So definitely again want to make sure we're taking our we're in our safe spots here. Probable tornado there between or just kind of southeast of Sunray. This is going to pass southeast of Duncan, but if you're in Duncan, just keep an eye on it. But if you live southeast of Duncan, could be a tornado about to cross there between Duncan and Velma. If we whoops, I don't want that. If we go a little bit further off to the south here, again, there's your strong wind gust now coming into Wichita Falls, especially on the northwest side of the city there. I wish there was a way that I could go in and change some stuff here. Let me see if there's a way that I can. Yeah, I've got some pretty strong wind gusts at my house now too. Hard to say how strong, but it's gotten pretty windy. A little lightning here in Lakeside City. Looks like the strongest wind gusts are going to move right across the heart of Wichita Falls with this line of thunderstorms here. And still looking at strong rotation there in the Stevens County area. That strong rotation is probably crossing the highway here shortly, and from there it's going to kind of go up into the more rural sections of Stevens County. So it looks like the Duncan's going to be okay. I think this tornado will pass southeast of Duncan, which is definitely some good news. So but it still looks like, again, tornado is probable, kind of in, this is what we call a tornadic debris signature. And the, again, definitely probably have tornado in this area here, I think. So I am getting reports of strong wind gusts coming into Wichita Falls, but these are not tornadic winds. These are thunderstorm winds with this line of thunderstorms that's moving through. And that line will zip on through pretty quick. And you can see the southern part of the line is kind of stalling. Now that's where your big rain event's going to come from. So this line is kind of zipping on through. And then you see a lot of other thunderstorms developing on the south side of that here. So I'm trying to look here. Oh wow, that is a big. That has got to be a very intense tornado there in Stevens County. That has to be. Let's go back up into Stevens County and look at that. I'm looking at the couplet there on radar scope, and that is a significant couplet there. I don't really like the velocity palettes in this very much. It's I just believe that there could be they could do a better job of some of this stuff. But if you look, there it is. Let me go to where I can draw. But there's your couplet. There's your tornado. That's got to be a pretty violent tornado on the ground there between Duncan and Velma. It's crossing the highway. and it's moving at a decent clip here. But if you're anywhere northeast of Comanche or you're southeast of Duncan, you need to be in your safe spot. This is a serious situation. This is a tornado on the ground. We've got. I've seen video. This is actually pretty long lasting tornado too. I've seen video of the tornado earlier when it was in Clay County. And again, there was no tornado warning out for Clay County, but that was a situation where the Weather Service, I feel like they dropped the ball on that, and they didn't even have a severe thunderstorm warning out for it. I sat there in the weather office and we contemplated, we talked about it, and we should have done more. We did a cut in for it, but we should have done more with it. Yeah, I should have had Cameron out there because that's pretty good wind here at my house now. So, but we should have done more with this storm here, I think. And again, keep in mind, we could see some stuff. It's possible we could see some more stuff tomorrow. Right now, currently, there is a tornado warning up there in the Moore area. If we, it looks like, most of what we're seeing there is, let's take a look at the winds here in this part of the storm. It's kind of on the edge of my radar sight here. I have to switch, but there's a couple tornado warnings, one northeast, another one near the Moore area. That's going to be for kind of some little spin-ups perhaps embedded within that line. And then you got the big tornado warning down to the south here, and I'm pretty concerned about that one. But again, if you mostly rural areas, which is the good news, it's going to miss Duncan, and it's going to stay just west of Elma. But in those areas, just make sure that that if you're in those areas and you're basically rural, basically if you're northwest of Elma or northeast of Duncan, in those areas. And if you do some forecasting on out, there's Bray, and it looks like it's going to go east of Bray and it kind of move maybe eventually towards the Purdy area, and then eventually this is going to make its way kind of probably southeast of Norman. Yes, some strong winds. No, I'm not. So in Wichita, people are concerned. There's some strong winds. Yes, there's strong winds. These are not tornadic winds. I know you see a little circle there, but these are not tornadic winds moving through Wichita Falls. This is a line of thunderstorms, and with the line of thunderstorms, what happens is, I'll show you here. So what happens in the line of thunderstorms, let's go back to this here graphic here. What? How can we update the radar on max? It's not picking up storms here. Hold on, guys. Hello? Okay. Did the data just go down? What happened with it? Well, that's a WSI question. I don't know how to fix it. I know there's nothing I can do about it. It's probably something to do with the cloud. I guarantee it's something to do with the cloud. Yeah, but that is a big tornado. Thankfully, it looks like it's in mostly rural areas. It's going to miss Duncan. I'm on right now with it, but it's going to be it's going to kind of pass just southeast of Bray a little bit. I'm going to miss Velma, but yeah, that is a gnarly tornado, and I don't know what to tell you to do because I mean you can shut the system down and then bring it back up. But you try to close a max, close it and bring it back up, and see. But yeah, that's a big tornado up that way. It produced a tornado there in Clay County too. I don't know. I would have to be there. I don't know. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm having to deal with an issue. No, we really didn't miss it. We saw it. We saw it there, and the Weather Service just wasn't doing anything with it. So are we not on air at all with this? Mm. All right. Well, you guys just keep on working on it. All right. I'm on live with it, so you guys keep working on it. All right. Yeah. Yeah. You need to be on for at least a little bit longer, anyway. All right. Bye. Sorry, sometimes when you're dealing with severe weather and modern technology, things sometimes has a way of kind of messing up a little bit. So, but anyway, they're working on it there at the station. But at least we got it here. So, no, I'm not concerned about Wichita Falls.